Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the back nine from the second round of the 2024 Oregon Coast Championships. I'm your host, Colin Hayden, the CH in CH Sports, bringing you guys some more disc golf coverage of the Northwest. Shout out to our tournament sponsors. And if anybody didn't check out the coverage from the front nine, first of all, go check that out. Secondly, we have a bit of a battle going on between Josh Gibbons and Paige Hurtado. Trevor Snyder, a couple strokes behind, as well as Rilatos. And here we are jumping onto the back nine out here at Twisted Pine. And we've got a 651-foot par 4. And once again, if you didn't check in for the front nine, these guys are playing through some of the roughest conditions that I've ever seen. We've got 15 to 20 mile an hour winds kind of sustained with 25 to 30 mile an hour gusts, as well as just constant rain. So, and then we're out there at the coast as well. So we have sandy footing, very rough conditions to be playing in. In dry conditions, this is normally a pretty straightforward par 4. And that is not what you want to see. Ty's going to hit first available, kick off to the right side, and par is definitely going to be the best score from there. Anyway, yeah, we're looking to get about 300 to 350 off the tee, and then kind of move left around the corner. Now we're kind of out here around the corner. You can see those corner trees. And Ty still going to be a little short of the landing zone from there. Still probably has about 390 to 400 feet into the basket here, and we're going straight into a headwind. So, reaching the basket from here is going to be very difficult. And with that footing, probably impossible. So, throwing his third, just kind of advancing up the fairway, trying to get to a spot that he can at least get up and down for bogey. Here's Josh's second shot. Kind of stuck in a tree, really just looking to advance up the fairway. And Trevor going to have about 350 coming into the screen, and you can see he's going to a destroyer here, so definitely going to be tough to get enough power to get all the way back to the green. Has done his best effort to do so. Still going to be a little bit short. And Paige kind of up here on this left side. Once again, you can see the footing. Not ideal. Going into a headwind. Going to come up short left of where the basket is. And then really the difficulty of this hole is kind of the green structure. There's a bit of a cliff off the backside of the green. So, yeah. Lots of things working against these guys on this hole, to be honest. Probably played pretty difficult today. Paige going to be going to the forehand approach here. Throwing his terminal velocity Ursus. And will be a little long. We'll see. Trevor was able to get up to a birdie putt, but yeah, definitely knows better than to run a 50-footer into a headwind with death behind it. Ty going to be sliding out on his left side. And going to have to settle for a double bogey there. Paige has this tester left for par. About 20-footer on the tailwind side of the basket. And as you can see, kind of where I'm standing, the green kind of runs away from the basket on the back end. So,
I told you. Was everyone commentating, give it the like, hey, veteran move to play to the tailwind sign for his putt and not take a headwind.
and Paige doing a little bit of his own commentary there. I definitely made mention of it, so I'm a little proud of myself there. Yeah, throwing it to the tailwind side of the basket. Smart veteran play there. And there we go. The whole card taking pars outside of Ty E. Going to have to take the double bogey to start the back nine. Not what you're looking for, but still plenty of golf to be played here. And then this one is also going to be a close to impossible birdie on today's round. 375, but playing more like 425 to 450. It's a turnover uphill into the headwind.
I'm fine with that.
Probably not going to be a doable birdie for today's round. So definitely going to be looking to play for par here. Just trying to advance the fairway and give yourself a manageable up and down. Especially in these conditions. That's really all you're looking to do. Just kind of get the disc out there, keep it in the middle, and give yourself a valuable chance to get up and down for par. Josh out here in the open. And that one kind of slides out on him. He's going to have a very tricky par putt. Probably 35 feet. And Page going to hit the tree right in front of him. Going to reload and try and now get up and down for bogey. And his shot is now up. It's going to be up on the green. We'll see what he's got left for bogey there. Tai, good touch there. Should be inside the circle for par. And then Trevor going to his soft justice once again. And should be pretty close to the basket as well. Josh going to give this one a go into the wind. Not able to convert. Going to have a tricky bogey putt coming back. And Page has about 25 feet, but directly behind a tree, so... Excuse me, Josh stayed a little bit closer than I thought he did, so... Pretty manageable bogey putt there. And then we've got Tai and Trevor playing this hole kind of the way that you want to play it on a day like today. Kind of just get it out there in the fairway, 300 to 350, and then pitch up for par. And Page going to have to swallow a double bogey after getting off to a pretty hot start. Bogey-free 4 down to this point in the round. So a bit tough to stomach that double bogey. We'll have to see if Page is able to bounce back. And kind of our two leaders coming back to the field a little bit here. Josh still leading the way at 4 down. Page at 3. Trevor at 2 down. And Tai sitting over par. And then these 3 holes back to back to back. Once again, going to be tough to get a birdie look on this hole. 418-foot par 3 going back into that same headwind. Really, the shot is kind of a S-flight through this initial gap, trying to get it to turn right past this initial set of trees, and then flex back to the basket. And Josh looking to have the right ID on this one if it fades back, and it does. Okay. That's pretty much exactly what you're looking for on this shot. Maybe a bit more distance, but great shot shape. Page maybe trying to lay down a roller there. I don't hate the play in dry conditions, but with wet sand, a bit of a brave ask. And now has about 200 or so left for his up and down for par. And manages that pretty well with his terminal velocity Ursus. Tai in a very tricky spot there. Gonna have to work for his par. Has about 50 feet going back into that same headwind. And not able to convert. Gonna have to settle for another bogey. Got Trevor up here about pin high. I didn't realize he got that close, but yeah, now we've got Josh up here inside the circle and a little high off the band. Great drive to get to that point. but not able to convert. I'm sure saturation of discs is definitely getting to people at this point. If not of towels, shirts, hats, bags. Everything that you have is absolutely saturated at this point. I know I was working hard just to keep the camera dry on this round, so props to these guys for trying to play some solid golf and, once again, some of the roughest conditions that I've ever been a part of. And a lot of the holes on this back nine, par is a great score. 418 feet is a bit of a tough ask on a par 3 on any day, but especially on a day that... And look at Tai. Defeated. As the look of defeated. Props to these guys for still trying their best. Tai going to take the bogey there. Everybody else probably walking away with a smile on their face with a par. Yeah, maybe not so much for Josh. That was a great drive to get up to that putt, but par definitely an acceptable score on that hole. And after that onslaught of the last three, we finally have a manageable 167-foot par 3. Really not much in the way. Trevor going back to his soft justice. Plays it just fine. Probably has about 20 feet left for birdie. Definitely one of the ones that you kind of have to get on this course. And Josh just lets that one get away from him. Still going to have a putt, but definitely want to put it much closer than that on a 167-foot par 3. Page going back to his Ursus. Just kind of gets over the top on it. Will be up there at pin high, but probably outside the circle left. Let's see if Tai can make the correction here. Going to his RPM Kia. And not so much. Kind of fights through a tree there and gets up to about circle's edge short, but yeah, definitely want to be much closer on this hole. You can almost jump putt it. It's so close. Josh giving it a go from the bushes there, not able to convert. And we've got Page out here in circle 2, left side. Probably has a couple of trees in the way. Probably just laying that up for par. And Tai, bit of a misrelease there from about circle's edge. And see if Trevor can save some grace for the card. And is able to just barely crawl over the cage there and convert his birdie. And should have some par tap-ins for the rest of the boys here. Page with the fist bump from about 5 feet.
Okay, I'll get it. I want to run and get my phone.
Definitely not what you would typically see from a lead card on a 167-foot par 3, but nonetheless, Trevor kind of sneaking himself back into the race here. Just one stroke back of the lead.
Coming soon to Salem, Oregon. Rain or shine, discs.
welcome back. Here on hole 14, once again, we're back to a up over the top hyzer par 3. Couple of different options. You could throw a putter straight at it.
Must be a little wind up there.
Most people going to be going to a hyzer up over the right side. Josh says, forget that. I'm putting this one on the ground. Gets a nice little kick and should have a putt there for birdie. Page going back to his FD3 up over the top. And that's going to dry up. A little short left. Should have some kind of look at the basket, but going to be a bit of a scary putt just with the way that the green is structured, sloping from left to right. Tai trying to smooth one in there. Kind of pinballs his way up there to a putt. Got Tai out here at the edge of circle 2, probably 65, 70. And not able to convert, but happy that it sticks there for his tap-in par. Page trying to get it up to give it a look at the basket. Gonna have a tap-in par there. Oh, good run. Close bid. Oh, yeah, and I forgot this happened. We were up here looking for Trevor's disc and ended up losing it. So Trevor going back to the tee pad. Gonna have to go at it again. Able to put it up on the green. Gonna have about 25 feet left for his bogey. And Josh, once again, off the top of the basket for his birdie attempt. And now gonna have a bit of a tricky par putt coming back. And Trevor able to salvage the bogey there. Able to stop the bleeding. Always tough when you lose the disc, but walking away with a bogey is the best result from there. So, and then Josh able to make his tester for par. Page will tap in and also take a par. I'm not sure what we've got going on between Tai and Page right now, but and there's our scores through 14. Tight race up at the top. We've got 4 down, 3 down, 2 down respectively. And now we've got another kind of a technical par 4. A couple of different plays. Really, you're just trying to do whatever you can to get past this first set of trees and into that gap on the right side that you'll see just past the short pin. Doesn't matter if you go over them, between them, under them. All you're trying to do is kind of get past this first set of trees. A bunch of different plays to do so. And Page looking to go with the low sidearm there, but just a bit of an early release, and is going to have a lot of work to do just to get his par now. Tai throwing the smooth turnover. And that is just about perfection. That's what you're looking for on this hole. Let's see if Trevor can kind of follow suit. Wind definitely picked up for Trevor. I felt kind of bad. And should have something from there. I'm not sure. And Page trying to go low sidearm again. Is still going to be stuck in another tree. Trevor's probably got about 350 left to the pin here. Trying to go flex sidearm. Oh, and just a little bit too much turn on it. And oh no, there is that OB line off to the right side. And he's going to find it. Now going to have to get up and down for his bogey. Page trying to get up and down for his par. And our lead card making a little bit of a mess of this hole. Page going to have about 40 feet pin high for his par. And Josh trying to take advantage of his card kind of falling apart on this hole. And he does. He gives himself a birdie look. Tai looking to do the same. Maybe not as close as he would like to be, but up there well within striking distance. Trevor going back to his soft justice. Pitching up, trying to save his bogey. And Page from way downtown to try and save his par. Not able to convert, and he is gonna drop at least a stroke to Josh, so and Josh still has a putt to take 2 on Page here, so we've got Ty now from about 40 feet. Looked to be laying that one up. Didn't look like much of a run there. And Josh to take 2 strokes on Page now. And after 2 band hits, makes a bit of an overcorrection and misses that one low there. Trevor's still a little bit of a tester to save his bogey. Able to convert. And now we've got a couple of tap-ins. 1 for bogey and then 2 pars as well.
No way. Really? What hole is there an ace? What? From the 8th hole. You made it inbounds.
And we've only got 3 holes left of this weather onslaught. Sure the boys are ready to get off the course by now. Got a couple of bogeys there, a couple of pars. Josh holding on to his lead.
Yeah.
And once again, we've got Daniel Kitchens putting together a solid round from the chase cards, so we'll be checking in with him here soon. Ty, he's showing you exactly what the saturation level was out there. It was not pretty. Once again, very, very similar to a lot of the holes out here. We've got a 300-foot par 3. The play for most of these guys is going to be a hyzer up over the top. And Ty is going to hit the corner tree there, so he'll have some work to do for par. And this is kind of Page's strong suit here. High, stalling hyzer. Finish up into the green. Asking if it's okay. Looked alright from the tee pad. And Trevor puts a move on this. It's getting left just in time and should give him an opportunity to make a putt for birdie. Here we've got Ty doing what he can to try and save his par. Gonna have a circle 2 look to save his. And Josh trying to skip up to the green here. And plays it very well as long as it sits. And it does, so Page does have a bit of a look here for birdie. Going to be tough to make with all this tree cover. Yeah, and hits one of the last ones on the way in. Should have a pretty short putt left for his par. And Ty's got about 55, 60 feet coming up the hill here. There we go. There's Ty. Ty, one of the more proficient putters in the Northwest, and shows it off there. Beautiful pace. Even if it missed the basket, had absolutely no chance of rolling away. And puts it right in the center. Great putt there from Ty. And Trevor not able to convert his short birdie putt. Classic big putt. Somebody hits a big putt in your face. That 25-footer that you're staring at for birdie always feels a little bit longer. Paige getting settled in to save his par. Able to do so nicely. Trevor going to tap in for his par, and Josh, a good par save from where he was at, skipping up into the green and able to save his par. So gonna be all pars there actually for this card. Bunch of different ways of getting there, but nonetheless gonna be all pars from this card. And we'll be moving into hole 17. Probably my favorite hole on the track. You just don't really see one like it on the rest of the track. It's a very classic Northwest disc golf hole. Bit of a low ceiling. A lot of trees in the way. Dead straight. There is a bit of a pocket to try and go up over the top if that's something that you'd like to do, but this is kind of the play that you're looking to see here. Ty just smoothing probably a slow fairway or something. And, yeah, that'll get up to a putt. Paige looking to do a very similar thing here. And there it does, yeah. Gets up to about pin high left. Should have a circle's edger, if not closer, left for birdie. And Trevor lets this one get away from him, and, oh boy, it's going to be kicking into kind of no man's land into those trees in there. See if he's able to scramble and save his par. He's got A3 in hand. And hits one of the last trees on the way out. Gonna have a long look to try and save par, but more than likely gonna be a bogey. Josh checking his footing. And just trying to get out of the trees here. Does so nicely, but gonna have a bit of a tough putt to make for par. Trevor laying up for bogey. Probably done with this round. Ready to get off the course at this point. Ty, bit of a misfire there. Josh gives it a go for par, but gonna have to settle for a bogey. And then Paige once again gives us the most legitimate birdie look that we've got for the group. And yeah, he's been solid from that range all day, 25 to 35 feet. Puts another one right on the stripe. And really that's been the difference between kind of Paige's score on the round and the rest of the card, and why he's been able to put together a decent round out here in these conditions. Ty going to clean up his par, Trevor his bogey, and then Josh will also be taking a bogey. So just like that, Paige able to pick up 2 strokes on his 2 closest competitors once again. And there you see it. We've got a tie at the top once again. Couple of 3 downs. Trevor slides back to even. Ty still sitting 2 over par.
Guys, I mean, way to slug it out and actually have decent attitudes. Colin, thank you, CH Sports.
Shout out to Paige. Always a pleasure hanging out with him for the day. If you haven't already, go check out Wild Rose Athletics. It's a company that Paige has kind of put together and spearheads. It's a company that puts together apparel for athletes, by the athletes on the team, and kind of gear specifically made for each athlete. So go check them out, Wild Rose Athletics, on pretty much all social media. And yet again, we've got kind of another hyzer up over some trees. This one you've got to stretch out a little bit further. This hole is 311 and plays up into the trees and uphill a bit, so takes quite a bit more power to get up to this basket. Here we've got Josh actually crushing this kind of long. He's going to have a bit of a tricky up and down from that side of the green. See if Trevor can make the correction, and yeah, this one looks great. Plenty of power up over the top of everything and puts it on the green. And like I said, Josh has a bit of a tricky up and down. Able to handle it nicely. Trying to keep his share of the lead. And Ty took a second to kind of figure out what he was going to do on this one. Found this little pocket and executed it perfectly. Great shot there from Ty. Paige has about 35 feet coming down the hill. Bit of a death putt here. Gives it a run off the band. And there you see it on his face. Knows that that was for the lead going into the final round, but he'll have to settle for a share of it instead. Trevor able to finish with a strong birdie, and that was actually to get him onto lead card for the next round. So, great birdie there from Trevor. And Paige for a share of the lead going into Championship Sunday. Taking his time, making sure it's good. Right in the center. Great round there from Paige. And Josh. Also going to be tied for the lead going into Sunday. And Ty didn't quite have his best stuff today, but still has another round to try and make up some ground. And let's check scores one more time. Trevor picks up the lone birdie, gets back to right where he started. And, yeah, you guys will see it here in a second. We've got a pair of 3 downs and a pair of 1 downs heading into the final round. 2 down round from Paige, 2 down round from Danny Kitchens. And we'll see you guys on Championship Sunday.